All right, I'm back for another episode of Tuesday Motivation and Conversation. So I want to pick up where I left off. Last time we talked about the first two phases, envision and provision, and the importance of these two phases. So once we have vision, it doesn't stop there. It keeps going. So I'm going to dive into that tonight and finish the last two areas that we talked about. Of course, this is Coach Bridget, and as always, it's good to be um, here with you on Tuesday evenings to just share insight, wisdom, and hopefully information that will stir you, motivate you, and not only that, just start a conversation. Because sometimes it's the things that are shared by someone else that kind of stirs your thought process and causes you to have the conversation with yourself. Number one, how many you know that self-talk is important? It's super important. And what you believe about what you say to yourself is even more important. So that positive belief system is a whole part, this whole phase, four-part phase of vision. So previously we talked about the four phases of vision. We talked about the overall vision and what that means. That's what you see on the inside, not what's on the outside and what you see with your physical eye, but what you see with your spiritual eye and what you see with your heart. That is important. And if you don't have vision to see that, that's a red flag. We should all have some type of vision for our lives, and that is encompassed with our purpose for living. So once we establish what that is and we get clear about that, then we envision what that is. So one of the reasons why I say that all of us have it, because you have a picture in your mind of what it is you want to accomplish and what that looks like when you get to that place. And so that has to do with the fact that you have an inward vision. And so once you have that, that envisioning is a blueprint process. So you have the revelation, but you got to get to manifestation. And so in order to do that, it's an architectural process because you have to have a blueprint in order to get there, or you have to be able to articulate to somebody what it is that it looks like so that they can help you to bring that to fruition. Then you have the provision part of vision. One of the things I think that is so I don't know. It's not talked about enough, and that's this part about provision because oftentimes people think that when we think it and when we envision it, then it just happens. It happens by osmosis, and that's not the case. When there is vision given, then provision has to be attached to that in order for you to really profit in that vision. So if there's no provision, it doesn't happen. But the preparedness is the whole key to the provision. Because if we don't prepare that vision to come to manifestation, and if we don't prepare the things that are components of the vision, then there can never be provision of the vision. All right. So there can never be provision of the vision if there's no preparedness of the vision. I'm gonna say it slow one more time for the people in the back. If there is no preparedness or preparation for the vision, there can never be any provision of the vision. And so it's important that we prepare, whether that's content creation, whether you're making cups, or whether you're sewing clothes and being a designer, or whether you are baking cakes. If you don't bake the cake, provision doesn't come because they don't have anything to purchase. If you don't sew the skirt, the jacket, the suit, the hat, the shoes, if you don't create it and make it, they can't purchase it, so there's no provision that can happen of the vision. If you don't create the content, then nobody can learn from the vision that you've been given, and you get provision as a result of the preparedness of that vision. So it is necessary that there is preparation in order for you to embody this vision and in order for it to come to manifestation. So there has to be preparation in order for there to be manifestation of provision of the vision. So those are the first two parts of the four phases of vision. And so those last two pieces are about division and revision. And so division in what you're thinking about. It's not the negative component of it. So division is where we get to places in vision, and this happens for everybody at some point in time. It's different for um, it's different for different people based on the industry, based on you, based on your business, based on what you're doing. Sometimes it's for your life, sometimes it's professionally. However, at the end of the day, we all deal with the division part. And so what does that encompass? That encompass focusing and prioritizing. So you have to get to a place that your vision um, has this area and time of focusing and prioritization. The vision in vision casting is often misunderstood as something negative, and it's not. This plays a crucial role in the refining process of your vision. So, that vision involves separating what aligns with your vision from what does not. So this includes distractions. So, oftentimes we can be going along really, really well and something will happen or somebody will happen, okay? And it becomes a distraction and it gets you off track and separated from what aligns with your vision. And so you got to know what aligns with it and what doesn't align with it. And it's all about distinguishing the essential from the non-essential, right? What's essential? What's non-essential? What requires a discerning, which requires, of course, a discerning mindset. So you got to be on your P's, Q's, R's, O's, and all of it so that you know, is this something I really need to tap into or is it not? Is this required? Is it necessary or is it not? And so you have to have a discerning mindset and a discerning spirit in order to know when it's time for division of the division phase of the four parts of vision to come into play. When is it that I need to focus? When is it that I need to prioritize? And what does that look like? The vision helps in setting boundaries. And some of us have a huge problem with setting boundaries and not just setting boundaries, but saying no, right? Prioritizing the tasks that are necessary for us to get to manifestation and allocating resources effectively. And so we all run into this at some point in time or another. And so what I want to suggest parenthetically is that you take the opportunity to learn from these times of division where you are not focusing and you're not prioritizing and you get on track with prioritizing, with focusing, with aligning your vision with what matters and what does not, right? Determining what's essential and what is non-essential because that is going to be important. Okay. So um here again, this is the part of division, not the negative connotation of it, but it is the positive on focusing and prioritizing. So I'm gonna say it again. Division and vision casting is often misunderstood as something negative, and it is not. But it does play a crucial role in the refining focus of your vision. This means it involves separating what aligns with your vision from what does not. It's about distinguishing the essential from the non essential, which requires a discerning mindset and requires a discerning spirit. Okay. So you got to have a growth mindset and not a fixed mindset in order for this to really, really work for you. So if you have a fixed mindset and it's like your belief system is all off and you just believe this is how it's going to go, this is how it has to go, then you're going to have a problem. So you have to have an evolving type of demeanor and character about yourself and mindset and thinking process in order for this to be effective for you. Because I'm telling you, you have to think your way out of things, you have to give your way out of things, and you have to see your way out of things. So if you don't see it, you'll never see it. And so that's a huge part about vision. Okay. And then the last part is phase of vision. The fourth part of vision is revision. And this is about adapting and refining the vision. And this is going to happen for everybody at some point in time. How you started is not how you're going to finish because as you evolve over time, the vision is for an appointed time. And so as you embark upon your vision coming to manifestation, there will be different things that will happen along the way as your vision is unfolding because it doesn't unfold overnight. So there was a reason why scripture says that it's for an appointed time. It may tarry, but it will come to pass. And so we have to be steadfast and unmovable and always abounding in the work of the Lord in order to see this come to manifestation. And I truly believe that it's because if we don't continue to work toward it, then it never happens. And so this part about revision is about adaptability and it's about growth. Adaptability and growth. So if you're taking notes, you want to make sure that you're catching these pieces and phrases that I'm sharing. Adaptability and growth. This is the revision phase. The division was about refining focus, right? Making sure you're paying attention to distractions and what aligns with your vision and what doesn't. Well, the revision is about adaptability and growth. So sometimes you get to a place and it's like, I've been doing this for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. It's time to revision the vision. Okay. So a vision should be dynamic, not static. As circumstances change, new insights emerge and challenges arise as they will. Challenges, circumstances, and change, that's going to happen. It's going to be crucial to revisit and revise your vision. That doesn't mean that the core of the vision is impacted, but here again, revisiting and revising the vision overall, holistically. Revision doesn't mean abandoning the core, as I stated. Rather, it's about refining the strategies that you're using or that you're working through or toward, dating objectives. And sometimes it's even reimagining the path you're going to take going forward. So if you've been traveling down one road to get to where you are, you may need to take a different route and let's try something different. That is revision. Okay, that's revisiting, that's revising, that's reimagining, that's reseeing things and looking from fresh set of eyes or a different set of eyes. So in business, revision might involve pivoting to meet market demands. It just depends on what kind of business you're in, what your industry is, adjusting your timelines. So you may have a 90-day timeline. You may need to change that to a 180-day timeline to give yourself the ample time so that you can have small victories along the way. That is important. It could mean redefining success as you grow and evolve or tweaking your approach based on experiences and lessons learned. Because here again, you need to learn from the lessons because things are going to happen. There are going to be challenges that you come upon that are not necessarily something that you anticipated happening. So you have to take the opportunity to grow and learn from those lessons. That's going to be important. So revision, here again, is a reminder that flexibility is key in any long-term pursuit. And so for anything that you started, you've embarked upon, and you're midway, or you 2 years in, a year in, 3 years in, or whatever the case may be, listen, it's a long-term pursuit. You got to be flexible. So you got to embrace change, and then refining the vision over time is going to be necessary, right? And that's going to help you to ensure its relevance and its sustainability. So it's all about getting to manageability so that there can be sustainability, which means there is a level of responsibility that's required of you as a visionary. And so that's why I wanted to take the opportunity to complete this four phases of vision, to just, trick your thinking, and cause you to really think about where you are and what you're doing. I know for myself, I'm in that phase. Okay, this is the last quarter of 2024. There have been challenges in 2024, like there were different challenges in 2023, and there'll be challenges in 2025. And they're going to be a different set of challenges because it's going to be a different time and season. There are different things going on. So you have to always be on top of your game and open for what it is, number one, that the Holy Spirit speaks to you. And whatever those whispers are, that you take that guidance and you utilize it to make sure that you're revisioning and that you are executing division as a part of your process, in addition to the envisioning and the provisioning piece. And all of this works together for the good of where it is that God has purposed and called you to function and flow. So I hope that this has been beneficial for you and it gives you the opportunity. Of course, there's a whole piece on this. Of course, I want to invite you to be a part of the vision room because this is where I do clarity coaching on a consistent basis. The group meets live and there are in between trainings that I do. Different strategies that help you with these various phases of vision. And then not only that, give you tools and there's collective wisdom that helps you to be sure that you get the clarity to help you have the structure to gain the strategies and have a system in place to help you do these things when you get to these various phases. So listen, go to the website, bridgetmoody.com/mentoring, or you can just go to the store and you can enroll in the Vision Room coaching and mentoring program. You can do that on a monthly basis for as long as you like, or if you want to do biannual or annual, you can do that as well. But it is a safe place and a safe space for visionaries who need the clarity, who need the hand holding to help you say, hey, this is the project I'm working on. I don't really know where to start. I don't know what the steps are, and I need to get my blueprint together. That's your envisioning piece. Then I need to make sure I have things in place so that I can prepare myself for the provision. We help you with that as well. You have email support, you have one-on-one coaching opportunities once per month, and here again, you have live sessions that you can take part of. And I'm telling you, it's something that you can't beat it with a stick. That's what grandmama used to say. You can't beat it with a stick. So listen, I invite you to join us in the vision room. And I tell you, there are visionaries who have done some extraordinary things over the last 18 months. We're coming up on 2 years of the vision room, so I'm excited about that. And then I want to invite you to also get registered for pen to paper. The pen to paper experience is now happening January 31st and February 1st right here in Dallas, Texas. It's going to be an amazing, amazing time. We deal with purpose and clarity and helping you to get that thing on paper. And it's an experience, a process that we take you through and help you to really dive deep. And I'm telling you, when you walk away, it will have renewed your mind, your heart, and your spirit. And I'm telling you, it's an experience like no other. It's more than an event, it is an experience. So use promo 10, PROMO 10. That'll get you 10% off of the registration price. Go to bridgetmoody.com/events or just go to the store and get registered for the pen to paper experience coming up at the top of 2025, January 31st through February 1st. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Thanks so much for joining me for another pen, not pen to paper, but motivation and conversation each Tuesday. And so some Tuesdays I'm running in. And so if you don't see me here on Tuesdays, just know that there will be an update. So just go to the YouTube channel. And while you're here, like and subscribe and tell somebody else about motivation and conversation on Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. At some point in time, we're probably going to flip the script here, but thank you for joining me as always. Leave those comments in the comments section. I'll be happy to reach out to you and respond to them. And if in fact you didn't get all of those phases, phase one is envision, phase two is provision, phase three is division, and phase four is revision. See you next time right here on Tuesday Motivation.